So sometimes I can play fast. But I certainly wouldn't say that I can shred like these guys. The key to the way a lot of those players play is by utilizing 3-note per string scales and sequences. So I don't really play like that at all. I don't know how to do any of that stuff proficiently enough to work it into my own playing. And mainly, I think it's because the blues and jazz guitar players I listened to didn't do it that much either. I mean, they might have here and there, but not to the degree of some of the 80s shredders and that sort of thing. I think it's a really cool approach. I was always curious, and maybe I could work some of it into my playing. So I was talking to my friend Robert Baker, who has this stuff down. This is like his lane. And he came over and he gave me a lesson on how to get started to do the 3-note per string and 3-note per string sequence ideas. 2, 3. So, dude, you're bringing this pointy guitar over to my house, shredding your brains out.
Look at this.
Doing stuff that I never do with a guitar I never play. So you're going to show me your approach to what you played over just like a simple, like kind of a rock groove.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're playing minor scales of some variety, it's natural minor.
Totally.
But you do it differently than I do because it sounds like and looks like you're using more of the 3-note per string approach, which is something I'm not proficient in. Yeah. So walk me through how you get started. What's your approach?
Sure. Well, I mean, any 3-note per string scale is they're pretty convenient for stuff like this.
Right.
It's really
which would be more for like the, fluid 80s rock inspired stuff.
Yeah.
Not, limited to that, but
No. But if you're
popular.
Yeah, if you're from the school of like Paul Gilbert, George Lynch, any of those guys, like this is it. This is the stuff.
I missed out on all this, so after 30 years, you need to show me this.
Don't worry. We're here for you, Corey.
All right.
We're here for you.
Let me see it.
So I would start off, really, the sound is the 3-note per string scale and the mode that we're playing in, which is the minor scale or the Aeolian mode.
Right.
So for starters, I'll just play it slow once, and then we'll kind of like walk our way through it. But my volume. Yeah. So
right.
A question: how do you play the minor scale?
So I would play it more.
Yeah. So moments of 3-note per string are in there.
Yes.
And some have two notes per string and stuff like that.
That's right.
And this one is just kind of like, I always liked it because it's very diagonal across the fretboard.
Right. And you can get a lot of real estate happening.
Yeah, totally. So like on mine, so it's like 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 9. Then you shift up. This is where it continues to be 3-note per string. 6, 8, 10, and then 7, 8, 10.
Right. So it's very economical.
Yeah, it's very convenient. It flows under your fingers really, really well.
Okay.
For the stuff like what we're doing with sequencing, which is, you're
going to teach me about that.
Yes. Yeah. It's the bread and butter of rock guitar, in my opinion.
Okay. I also, too, like to think of the fact that I always see A minor as C major. So I'm going to kind of try to think about that as well. So I'm going to play A, B, C. Oh, no. A, B, C.
Yeah.
Then shift up here. F, G, A, B, C.
Totally.
Okay, got it. I keep wanting to do it here, but that's major.
Yeah.
Because that'd be A, B, C sharp. I can already hear it. Okay.
He's going to be a shredder.
I can't do that. I'll get there. But that's so fun.
In a week, whenever he's got another Jackson, something like that, like it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna come grab one of your Ibanez.
Yeah. So let's just do like the most simple version of sequencing.
Okay. So a sequence is like obviously like sort of a patternized version of this to create actual riffs and some lines.
Yeah. I mean, you can think of it. All the great rock guitarists have done it. If you think of like Eddie Van Halen, he'll take a sequence and he kind of abandons the scale. His is a little more tricky, but he'll go through.
Right.
So he's created a pattern or a sequence that he's moving through the scale.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to simply double everything that we just played.
Okay.
And for picking, it makes it really convenient too, because our picking stays the same. It's all alternate throughout the whole thing.
Kill it.
So we're just going to double it.
Oh, okay.
You know? So it's literally just play everything twice.
Yeah, I also noticed that you seem to kind of do like you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. I would go, but I see the validity because you're already setting yourself up for that there. So
yeah,
I can do that much.
There you go. Yeah, perfect. And yeah, and that's the whole reason I do that is because I'd rather stretch than shift if possible. So I'm stretching my hand out to avoid. There's like that little like split second
there
that you need to. And I'm like, okay, well, if your hands are able to do it, just stretch, and then I'm kind of set up, and it keeps the same pattern or same shape.
Right.
I get to use those same 3 fingers on 4 of the 6 strings.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And, double it in this ascend, descend, that kind of thing. And the cool thing when you double it is that it gives you more time on the string. So if you're a beginner or someone that has trouble shifting strings, moving to the next one, you're spending more time on each one.
So you're getting like double the practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's not you're not switching strings so fast because before it's really immediate that you're crossing strings. And now we're doubling it. And it's like, oh, I'll take all the time in the world. Do it 4 times.
Exactly. Now, let's play that groove again and see if you could play that like sequential kind of thing over top of my rhythm part.
Going with this. And so on and so on.
Because it's going to be connected like the scales that I might play.
Yes.
Like if I'm playing, you're going to have this similar situation.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
For sure. So that's where you get all of that sort of lengthy, I always call it real estate from the scale. Man, that's super cool. Thanks for giving me something that I'm going to pull my hair out about now.
See?
So, man.
I expect to see it. Underdog, you're going to be over there, you're going to be playing just the 2 of us, and all of a sudden... Dude, you're gonna change. You're gonna revolutionize.
But that's Robert and I talked about this the other day on the phone. It was like, I'm just an avid learner because it helps me help people that watch this channel or anybody else. So I'm always pulling from players like your channel, jazz, piano, whatever. I'm always trying to take something in. So this is super valuable, even if you might not see like, I can't use that today.
Right.
It's got a lot of things, not just musically but physically on the instrument too.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like if I'd buy a guitar magazine, and if I learned one thing out of it, it was worth it. It's the same, like, I'll watch your stuff, and you'll do one little thing where you start behind a note and you slide in, and I'm like, oh, what a cool idea. It's
all like this cumulative process learning. I always say you're attacking your learning from all these areas, and then it makes you an individual on your instrument, either today or someday. So it just so happens you have an entire course full of this stuff.
I love sequencing.
You love sequencing and segues into them.
Yes.
So this is, it's called sequential sequences or essential sequences.
Essential sequences, yeah.
3 note per string.
Yes.
So imagine you get the instruction for the scales all over the guitar, plus loads of different sequential patterns that kind of really help you flesh out what the heck you're actually doing.
Yeah, and it's all based around, like I said, the greats have done it. The Eric Johnsons, Eddie Van Halen's, all that stuff. It's just taken a lot of these ideas that they've presented, and it's like, oh, well, here's how you can apply it. And to me, it's always the concept first.
Yeah, show me that other cool one that you were working on.
Yeah, too. and this is more like Warren DeMartini, those kind of guys.
Right.
Where so the other one that we just did still kind of has that scale sound to it, but if you do different sequences on it.
Yeah, and it's all just minor scale notes, like natural minor scale. But the fact that they're kind of twisting and turning makes it sound more exotic or more interesting. Yeah.
Totally. It's like playing the pentatonic scale, but it's like, okay, how do I make it not sound pentatonic? Like, how do you make the stuff not sound like a scale?
Yeah, and a lot of people want to do that too. So
Yeah.
that is super cool, man. So I'm going to drop a link below for Robert's course that has all this good stuff in it. There will be a substantial discount on it, and take advantage of all this good stuff. Whether you learn one sequence or 5 or one scale pattern, it's all nice cumulative instruction, and Robert is one of my favorites out there. So go check out the link to do stuff like that.
Come hang out with me. Get your 80s on.
So I clearly have a lot to practice if I want to get proficient at using the 3-note per string scale and sequence approach. And when Robert left, I started to play around and I put it over a minor blues, and I came up with some cool ideas. It might not be exactly what I would play or my approach, but to me, it always comes back to the blues. Does it work over the blues? Can I make it work over the blues? And it helps me to kind of see through it and see to the end of where I'm headed with it. Okay, so what I did was put together a little 12-bar solo for us, an A minor blues, A minor, D minor, E minor. It's got plenty of stock blues ideas in it, but you'll hear during some chord changes that I'm approaching them from this 3-note per string idea. So this solo it's practice purposes only. I'm putting and telegraphing these lines with the 3-note per string scale so you can hear and see the approach. And of course, you can download that and the track in the links below. Let's check it out. So let's break down those 12 bars, and I want to reiterate that this little solo is merely a teaching or practice tool because I wanted to put this 3-note per string stuff through the lens of a blues form, and an A minor blues form at that. So we'll have A minor, D minor, E minor as our chords, and we'll be playing some minor pentatonic stuff in addition to the 3-note per string natural minor scale approach as well. Okay, I'll move quickly through some of the blues stuff because you probably know a lot of it already, and you can download the PDF transcription in the links below. So we start out somewhere around here, a 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. That's all A minor pentatonic call and response. Then I move to stolen Stevie Ray Vaughan cold shot idea. Still think about that as an A minor pentatonic with a little blue note thrown in, okay? Now, from there, it's going to tie over one beat into measure 4, and we're going to start to approach the 4 chord coming in measure 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And I end on a C note here. All I did was play the scale that Robert showed me from an A note up. Now, why did I end on C? Well, it gives me a colorful note against that D minor chord. It gives me the sound of a D minor 7 chord, which is really nice and totally works. But I wanted to do something kind of fun and play that C to give us more of a colorful flat 7 sound against the D minor. So that's nice. You can do that. Now, from there, the note holds 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, measure 7 and 8, that's all straight stock minor pentatonic blues stuff, okay? I'm not going to spend time on that. Now, when we go to the 5 chord here, the minor 5 we can call it, E minor, what I do is I take this approach again, the 3-note per string, play some 8th notes, so I'll go. And that's a different way to play it, and it gave me some different phrasing than I might have considered otherwise. So I start on this E, so I go E, F, because remember Robert showed us this fingering, and I walk up the scale. But I go 5 to 9, which is C to E, and then I end on a D. So it's trying to play a bass note there for you. You can hear it. Then what I do here is, you could also play 8, which is the G. So I go A, 10th fret, 2nd string. You could also do it here. A little more typical. Have fun with it. Do whatever you want. Now from there, in measure 11, as we're holding that A note out, we're going to get prepared to play measure 12, and that's going to round us up again to get back to beat to measure 1, and it's going to sound something like this. So what I did there, ran the whole scale. Starting from the 4th string A. I could do that, but what I want to do is land on that A just to kind of put a bow on it. So here again. I'm not as fast as Robert yet, but you can do stuff like that. What I'm excited about is mixing it in with some of my bluesy or jazzy. See, it's just not my bag. I don't really do that. But those are the ideas in that little 12-bar form I thought would be helpful. There's other ways, as I would play it like this, as opposed to this. So I can really choose now the flavor. Or I could go. If I want a fast passage, yeah. So, some fun stuff, and I got a lot to work on. This is a lot of fun because I've never been able to do that. I never really wanted to, but when I started seeing some of my friends really rip it out, I'm like, oh, I think I could use that. And what we like to do here on my channel is put it through the Corey filter and say, how would we use this in a way that's not playing, hard rock or hair metal? And that's a way you do it. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are saying, how did Corey not know this 3-note per string stuff? And it's easy. It just passed me by. The music and the players I was checking out for years didn't really focus on that kind of playing. You could see that Robert's style really leans to that with the hard rock and metal players that he's into. But I'll tell you, that dude's into a lot of different music, so he's not a one-trick pony for sure. But I think he teaches it as well as anybody, which is what got me interested in it. And we literally, just like you saw in the video, that wasn't pre-planned. He sat down, I was learning it on the fly, and when he went away, I put this lesson and this solo together to see how I could put it into a blues. And whether I play this a lot or not, or this approach or not, it levels me up just one more notch in my ability and my understanding. And I'm always looking for that when I'm trying to get better at playing the guitar, which is a lifelong goal for all of us, right? Or lifelong pursuit, I should say. So check out Robert's course for all of this stuff. It's called Essential Sequences, 3-note per string. He has a bunch of the examples, particularly the sequences where you start to do different sort of twists and turns within the scale. It's very, very cool. I haven't gotten that deep yet, but I've checked it out, and it's a really, really cool way of teaching. So check out Robert's course, and don't forget to grab the free downloads via the links below. And all you got to do is sign up for free to my site. You get this lesson and tons of other assets for free. So go check it out. You know me by now, I think. If you don't, I'm Corey, and I do this teaching thing a lot on YouTube, as well as demoing and some other fun stuff with a guitar in my hand. So come back, join us, and I'll see you next time.